Have you ever heard a Hollywood story that completely changes how you see a superstar because an actress has just shared a shocking behind-the-scenes moment from a movie set decades ago involving one of the most famous actors in the world, Ryan Reynolds? She says it happened early in her career when she was just an extra chasing her dream, and what happened that day is something she never spoke about until now, but the reason she is speaking up today has everyone talking, and as more old interviews resurfaced and former co-stars began sharing their own experiences, a much bigger picture started forming. So what really happened on that set, and why is this story suddenly exploding across Hollywood? Stay with me, because the details only get more surprising as we dig deeper into it. The story begins with a conversation that instantly raises eyebrows across Hollywood and online entertainment spaces, because an actress who worked on a film set many years ago recently shared an experience that she says has stayed in her memory ever since, and while she has chosen not to reveal her identity, she described what happened during the filming of a late 1990s project when she was just starting her career in the industry. At that time, she was a young, hopeful performer trying to find her place in Hollywood, and like many newcomers, she was working as an extra, hoping for a chance to eventually move into speaking roles. And for anyone who understands the film business, that path can be extremely difficult, because before actors can fully participate in major productions, they often need membership in the Actors Union, and obtaining that membership can sometimes feel like a lottery where background performers wait for opportunities called vouchers that can allow them to apply for union status. According to the story, the actress arrived on set expecting to simply appear as a background student in a cafeteria scene. However, during the day, the production team allegedly approached her with an unexpected request. They asked if she would step forward and participate in a romantic moment on camera with the lead actor, who at the time was a young rising star, later known worldwide as Ryan Reynolds. The actress said she was surprised but also excited, because she believed the opportunity might help her career, and she recalls being told that agreeing to the scene might help her receive the paperwork needed to move closer to union membership. Looking back years later, she says the moment now feels complicated, because at the time she was inexperienced and focused entirely on the dream of building an acting career. The scene reportedly required several takes from different camera angles, which meant the moment lasted longer than she expected, and while she says she did not feel forced, she admits that today she wonders whether young performers fully understand the pressure they may feel when unexpected opportunities appear on set, and that reflection is part of the reason she finally decided to share the story now, as conversations about workplace boundaries and entertainment continue to grow across the industry. As the story continues, the actress explained that after the scene wrapped, the day continued like any other production day, but the memory stayed with her because she wrote about it in a personal journal that she kept during her early acting years, and she says that journal now reads very differently when viewed through the lens of time, experience, and maturity. She remembers describing how friendly the lead actor seemed during that moment, even though some people on set had apparently mentioned that he could sometimes appear distant or focused on his own performance. She said that as a young performer, she interpreted the interaction as encouragement and believed she had simply experienced a lucky break that could open doors in the future. However, the conversation around her story became more intense when commentators online began comparing it with modern discussions about communication and preparation before filming romantic scenes. Many productions today now rely on intimacy coordinators, professionals whose job is to make sure actors fully understand and consent to every element of a scene before cameras start rolling. And the actress says hearing these modern standards made her rethink how situations were handled decades earlier. She also reflected on how ambitious young actors often feel enormous pressure to say yes to opportunities, especially when they believe their career may depend on it, and that pressure can blur the line between excitement and uncertainty, even when no one intends harm. The conversation surrounding the story quickly expanded across social media, where viewers began revisiting old interviews, industry rumors, and stories shared by other performers who had worked with different actors over the years. While none of these stories prove any single narrative, they illustrate how complicated life on a film set can be, particularly when creative personalities, strong opinions, and the fast-moving nature of production collide in a space where every decision must be made quickly and sometimes publicly. The discussion became even more dramatic as commentators began revisiting other moments from film history, including interviews where actors joked about awkward on-set experiences or creative disagreements that happened behind the scenes. For example, some fans remembered a story involving a scene from a comedy film in which actor Ryan Reynolds once described an uncomfortable filming moment with actress Olivia Wilde during a scene that required careful wardrobe preparation. In that interview, he spoke about the awkwardness of filming such a scene, which at the time was treated as a humorous behind-the-scenes anecdote. However, years later, viewers began analyzing those moments more closely, asking whether stories that were once laughed about might reveal how differently the industry handled sensitive scenes in the past. Another frequently discussed moment came from interviews promoting the thriller Safe House, where Reynolds worked alongside legendary actor Denzel Washington. In promotional clips, their personalities appeared very different, with Washington maintaining his famously serious approach while Reynolds delivered the quick humor that later became his trademark. Some viewers interpreted their interactions as playful, while others speculated that the contrast in styles suggested tension, though neither actor publicly confirmed any conflict. Stories like these often grow larger online because audiences are fascinated by what happens beyond the camera, especially when huge stars share the screen. The truth is that creative collaboration in film can be intense. Actors, directors, producers, and writers all bring strong ideas to a project, and sometimes disagreements occur simply because everyone wants the film to succeed, and the pressure of massive budgets, worldwide audiences, and tight schedules can magnify even small misunderstandings as the conversation spread further across entertainment commentary channels. The narrative expanded to include discussions about creative control in major film franchises, especially after the massive success of the superhero comedy Deadpool, which transformed Ryan Reynolds into one of Hollywood's most recognizable figures. The film's enormous global box office success sparked widespread discussion about how much influence a leading actor can have over the direction of a franchise. Some industry insiders have said that strong personalities are often necessary to guide large productions, while others argue that filmmaking works best when collaboration remains balanced between actors, directors, and studios. Former collaborators have occasionally spoken about the challenges of creative decision-making when a film becomes a global brand, because every scene, every line, and every marketing move can affect millions of viewers around the world. Fans also noticed that some cast members appeared less frequently in later promotional events, which led to speculation. Though in the entertainment world, such changes can happen for many reasons, including scheduling conflicts, contract negotiations, or evolving storylines. Despite the rumors, the larger picture shows how complicated the entertainment industry can be, where success brings opportunity but also intense scrutiny. Every interview, every joke, and every behind-the-scenes anecdote can be reinterpreted years later in a completely different cultural context, and what once seemed like a normal day on a film set can later become the subject of intense online analysis, especially when the people involved become global celebrities whose actions are watched by millions. Stories from Hollywood often grow more dramatic as time passes, especially when they involve famous actors and moments that happened early in a career. The recent discussion about this anonymous actress's experience has sparked debate, not because it proves wrongdoing, but because it highlights how much the film industry has changed over the years. Today, productions often use clear communication, detailed contracts, and professional coordinators to guide intimate scenes so performers understand Exactly what will happen before filming begins. These changes reflect a broader effort across entertainment to create respectful working environments for everyone involved. At the same time, it is important to remember that many online stories are based on personal recollections, interpretations, or rumors rather than verified facts, which means audiences should approach them thoughtfully rather than jumping to conclusions. Hollywood history is filled with complicated personalities, creative clashes, and stories that sound shocking when retold years later, but the full truth is often far more nuanced. What these conversations ultimately reveal is an industry that continues to evolve as filmmakers, actors, and audiences push for greater transparency, professionalism, and respect behind the scenes. As the conversation around this story continues to spread across social media and entertainment platforms, it reminds us how quickly narratives can evolve when past experiences resurface years later, especially when they involve globally recognized celebrities like Ryan Reynolds in Hollywood. Many moments that once seemed ordinary or even exciting to young performers can look very different when revisited with the perspective of time, experience, and changing industry standards. The anonymous actress who shared her story explained that when the moment originally happened, she saw it as an opportunity, something that might help her move forward in a competitive industry where thousands of hopeful actors are searching for even the smallest break. However, years later, she says the memory feels more complicated, not necessarily because she believes something illegal happened, but because the industry now talks far more openly about preparation, communication, and clear consent when filming romantic scenes. That shift in conversation has encouraged many performers to reflect on their own early experiences and ask whether those moments would be handled differently today. What makes stories like this resonate with audiences is the reminder that the entertainment industry is constantly evolving. Film sets today often include intimacy coordinators and structured guidelines designed to ensure that actors know exactly what a scene involves before cameras start rolling. These practices were not always standard decades ago, and many veteran performers have acknowledged that filmmaking environments used to operate in a far more informal way. While that approach worked for some productions, it could also create confusion or pressure for newcomers who were still learning how the system worked. The actress in this story emphasized that she was excited at the time and believed she was simply taking advantage of an opportunity that could help her career. Yet hearing newer actors talk about modern protections made her realize how much the industry has changed and how important it is for performers, especially young ones, to feel fully informed and comfortable in every situation. At the same time, the wider discussion surrounding the story also highlights how quickly speculation can grow when fans begin revisiting old interviews, promotional moments, and rumors about celebrity relationships. Online conversations have included references to past film collaborations involving actors such as Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal, as well as the massive popularity of the superhero franchise that helped transform Reynolds into one of Hollywood's most recognizable figures. While these moments are often brought up in commentary channels and fan discussions, they rarely tell the full story of what actually happens on a film set. The truth is that filmmaking is an incredibly complex process where strong personalities, creative disagreements, and different working styles frequently collide. Directors, actors, and producers may all have different visions for a project, and those differences can sometimes appear dramatic when retold outside the context of the production itself. Another important element in this conversation is the role of perspective. When events are recalled years later, they are naturally shaped by personal reflection, cultural change, and the broader conversations happening in society today. Audiences are more aware of how power dynamics can influence workplaces, including the entertainment industry, and that awareness encourages people to look back at past situations with new questions. This does not automatically mean that every story points to wrongdoing, but it does explain why some experiences that once seemed normal are now being examined more carefully. For many viewers, the discussion is less about placing blame and more about understanding how the industry can continue improving its standards so that performers at every level feel respected and prepared before stepping in front of the camera. Ultimately, the story also serves as a reminder of how powerful storytelling can be both on screen and off screen. A single memory shared by one person can spark conversations that stretch across decades of film history and involve some of the biggest names in entertainment, yet responsible discussion requires balance. It is important to acknowledge personal experiences while also recognizing that rumors, speculation, and edited clips do not always capture the full reality behind a production. Hollywood careers are built over many years and include countless collaborations that the public never sees. For audiences watching these conversations unfold, the most valuable takeaway may simply be understanding how much the industry has grown and how important it is for transparency, professionalism, and respect to guide the future of filmmaking as standards continue to evolve. The goal for everyone involved, actors, directors, producers, and fans alike, is to ensure that creative environments remain both exciting and supportive so that the next generation of performers can pursue their dreams with confidence and clarity.